Hi everyone. I hope you guys are enjoying this discussion about depression. So in the last videos I gave a brief introduction of depression and I also spoke about the symptoms of depression. I want to talk about the causes of depression. There are various factors that cause depression and these factors include genetics. So depression can be hereditary in the sense that if you have any family member or any relative that suffered from depression or is suffering from depression, there is a chance that you might get depression in the future. And then another factor that we can look at is the imbalances of certain brain chemicals. So there are brain chemicals called neurotransmitters, and these carry signals to the brain which the body uses to control mood. So if there's any imbalance of these brain chemicals, then you're more likely to suffer from depression. Another factor also that we can look at are the serious medical conditions such as cancer, such as HIV, such as heart diseases, or any chronic illness that you can think of. So if a person is suffering from these conditions, they're more likely to get depression as well because already it's stressful just having a condition like that. So if you're not able to cope with that stress, then you're more likely to develop depression. And then we can also look at, mental illnesses such as schizophrenia, such as bipolar disorders. These can also cause depression. And then trauma and higher levels of stress can also lead to depression. So if you have trauma, any kind of trauma, that is childhood trauma or post-traumatic stress disorder or anything that has to do with trauma, and you're not able to cope with it, then you're more likely to develop depression. And then another factor that we can look at is, drug abuse or substance abuse. So a lot of people use substances or drugs to reduce stress, but what they don't realize is instead of them reducing stress, they're actually increasing it. And then they end up not being able to cope with that stress and then they develop depression. And then another factor that we can look at is loss of loved ones. So if you're not able to grieve your loved one, then you're more likely to develop depression. And then another factor that we can look at is stress caused by financial problems. If you have financial problems and you're not able to solve them, then you're more likely to develop depression as well. And then we can talk of relationship problems. It could be problems with your family members, with your siblings, or it could be problems with your boyfriend or with your girlfriend or with your spouse or with your friends. If you're not able to solve those problems and they are stressing you, then you are more likely to develop depression. So like I said, there are various factors and I've only mentioned a few. So it's very important that you pay attention to these things so that you prevent yourself from developing depression. I hope you guys have learned something and I hope that you're going to help the next person or you're going to help people around you. Thank you very much for listening to me talking about depression. We really appreciate, we as Revolve Generation, we appreciate you guys. And if you need any help, you know where to get in touch with us, you know where to contact us. We will be there for you to offer any help that we can.